You are about to receive an email. It knows your name. It references your employer correctly. It mentions your manager by name and refers to a project you are actually working on. It is written with perfect grammar, calibrated tone, and a specific call to action that creates just enough urgency to make you act before you think. You will click the link. Not because you are careless, because the email was written by an AI that has read your LinkedIn profile, your company website, your social media, and a dozen public data sources, and assembled all of it into a social engineering attack in about 4 seconds. Phishing is the leading cause of data breaches and ransomware infections. Approximately 90% of successful cyber attacks begin with a phishing email. The traditional defenses, employee training, spam filters, suspicious link detection, were calibrated against the previous generation of phishing, mass emails with generic text, misspelled words, and implausible scenarios. That generation is functionally obsolete. The phishing that is targeting organizations now uses AI to generate personalized, contextually accurate, grammatically perfect emails at industrial scale. The research is unambiguous. A 2024 study published in AAAS found that AI-assisted spear phishing emails achieved a click-through rate of 54%, compared to an industry average of 12% for conventional phishing and around 18% for well-crafted human-written spear phishing. In the same study, human subjects asked to rate emails as phishing or legitimate performed at essentially chance levels when evaluating AI-generated phishing. They could not tell. The emails looked like real emails. The workflow for an AI-powered phishing attack is straightforward. An attacker identifies a target organization. They scrape publicly available data, the company website, LinkedIn profiles of employees, press releases, job postings, executive interviews, and social media. This data is fed into a large language model, with a prompt asking it to write a convincing email, impersonating a known internal contact, referencing real projects or recent company events, with a call to action: click this link, review this document, confirm these credentials. The output takes seconds. It is personalized. It is contextually accurate. It reads like a real internal email. Voice has entered the attack surface. AI voice cloning can produce convincing imitations of a specific person's voice from audio samples as short as 3 seconds. Deepfake audio combined with spoofed caller ID is now being used in what the security industry calls phishing, voice phishing. A CFO receives a call from what sounds exactly like the CEO, asking for an urgent wire transfer. This specific attack has resulted in documented losses in the tens of millions of dollars at multiple companies. The voice on the phone was synthetic. The democratization of this technology is the core problem. Sophisticated spear phishing campaigns previously required criminal organizations with researchers, copywriters, and technical infrastructure. The barrier to entry was organizational. AI eliminates that barrier. A single individual with a consumer-grade AI subscription and a LinkedIn account can now run personalized phishing campaigns against hundreds of targets. The attack quality that used to be the exclusive capability of nation-state threat actors is now available to anyone. The traditional employee awareness training response has a problem. It was designed to teach people to spot badly written, impersonal phishing. The telltale signs, misspellings, wrong logos, generic salutations do not exist in AI-generated phishing. Training people to look for errors no longer works when the emails have no errors. Security awareness programs are actively being updated to acknowledge that identification-based defenses are insufficient. The focus is shifting toward procedural defenses, verification workflows that do not depend on the recipient correctly identifying a threat. The practical defenses that work against AI phishing are mostly procedural, not perceptual. Hardware security keys for multi-factor authentication cannot be phished. Even if a user clicks a fake link and enters their password, a hardware key will not authenticate to a fraudulent site. Verification callbacks using a separately established phone number before any wire transfer, credential reset, or access change prevent the most costly outcomes. Email filtering that flags messages with external origins, claiming to be internal senders, catches a specific and common attack pattern. AI is also being deployed in the defense. Email security platforms are now using language models to analyze the behavioral patterns of incoming emails, not just looking for known bad links, but evaluating whether the writing style, timing, and content of a message are consistent with the apparent sender's previous communications. This arms race between offensive AI and defensive AI is still in early stages. The offense currently has advantages. It only needs to succeed once, and the scale of personalization possible with AI outpaces the scale of manual review that defenders can apply. The phishing email that compromised your organization's network will not look like the examples in your security awareness training. It will look like an email from your manager. It will reference something real. The grammar will be perfect. The context will be accurate. The urgency will be calibrated exactly high enough to make you act before you think. The only reliable defense is not better detection. It is removing the conditions under which a single click can have catastrophic consequences. Hardware authentication, verification procedures, and a security architecture that assumes the email is compromised and designs accordingly.